Guys, Fulu coming to you with another commentary. You know, like as I said before, I said it before. The society we live in is a moral decadent society, basically, and I'm of the opinion that the society will have to reset itself in order to have some kind of order. You know what I mean? Like society will have to actually um, reset to like have something going, like have something like different from the things that we see right now. You know what I mean? Um, it's gotten to the point where like if the option was given to me, I would probably like live underground, like in a rabbit hole, you know, but just living there by myself. But I just want to show you some things that and I really wonder, like, it, the thing is I really wonder if when these women make these videos or when they do it, are they thinking or are they just like basically, how should I put it? Doing it for like, ish and giggles. But, here's the thing about the whole situation. I want to say this about the whole situation. Um, if there was there weren't so few women not checking uh, their fellow women, then men wouldn't have to make videos like this. Men wouldn't have to make like commentaries. You know, we wouldn't have to do this. You know, if more women were keeping their other women in order. But instead of keeping them in order, they're right along with them, unfortunately, you know. Which means we have to do it. You know what I mean? Which means we have to be the ones to take the charge and actually do this. You know what I mean? So the first video I wanna I'll probably get into three videos. The first video I wanna get into is this one right here. Hold on. Let me see. I'm gonna get into like three videos. The last one's gonna be pretty long. Okay, here we go.
Your mama's going down, bro.
Your mama's so sweet that the dentist has her on speed dial.
Your mama's.
When you drive to his house, get out the driver's seat and let him drive.
Never.
That's been
Never.
You need a car.
You drive?
No, but I have a
She
car.
got a car, but she don't know how to drive
You
it.
got a car, but you don't drive?
I was like
Yeah.
6 feet. Like now it's like as long as he's taller than me, I don't care.
I'm not fucking 6 feet, but I could still pick you up like Ben Rain,
No.
my baby boy, with the refrigerator.
No, but I have a
She
car.
got a car.
But I have,
Yeah.
you need a car.
You drive?
She getting there. She getting
Okay.
Yeah, but I have a car.
I mean, I appreciate the ambition. She got the car before she got the license.
I got the motivation.
That's motivation. So y'all feel the same way? Is there a height requirement he has
Oh.
to have?
6 feet. And if you're not 6 feet and above, it's flipped. It's
I
over.
told you, by the way,
I'm like 5'6.5".
I'm not fucking 6 feet, but I could still pick you up like Ben Rain,
No.
my baby boy, with the refrigerator open. What are you talking
You
about?
gotta be 6 feet above.
Why you gotta be 6 feet?
Because that's a requirement. Like I want to look up at my man, not like know?
You can still look up at a man if he's taller than you. But
No, it gotta be 6 feet. Like I've turned down so many people. You gotta be 6 feet. That's just it.
I feel like it for me, like it's going off.
So again, I'm pretty sure if men had control over their height, many of them would probably like get to would want to be tall, right? Men will want to probably like, I'm pretty sure the average man would say, okay, make me 6'3", make me 6'5", make me 6'6". They don't have any control over that. Many women will call this, okay, this is my preference. This is my preference, right? But me, for example, if I say something like, I don't want a blimp, I don't want a woman who weighs more than me, I don't want a woman who's built like Lizzo, that's not me. That's not me exercising my preference to them. That's me body shamming. And it's like, so you're telling me that I have to like butterballs? You're telling me that? And my answer to that is tough luck. I like what I like. You know what I mean? And so that's just the bottom line. And I'm not trying to bring on tribal superiority or anything like that, but I come from a tribe where we're naturally lithe people, where the women, as a matter of fact, in the tribe are naturally thin, naturally like, yeah, they're not big, okay? So if our women look like that, why would I want a woman that's like that big? And, you know, the fact that these women feel entitled to that, I mean, nah. I mean, because here's the thing. Men can't control their height, right? Unless they get a surgery. There is a surgery you can get where I think they do something to your bones or something where it adds like a couple more inches to you. But it hurts and you have to heal after you get the surgery. So here we have it again. So if a guy says he has a preference, then you know they would take offense to this. That's the thing. If a girl, I know these same women, if they like, if a guy says like, okay, well, you know, I want a fit woman, you know, or I want a woman who has a little bit of like, let's just say a little bit of thickness to her. And what I mean by thickness, I don't mean like what many people consider thick. I don't mean that, right? So that's why it's like the double standards are ridiculous.
They just gotta be taller than me. I say that. At first I was like
Yeah.
6 feet. Like now it's like as long as he's taller than me, I don't care.
yeah, I do know what percentage of the population is actually over 6 feet.
Well, how much is the percentage?
Yeah.
It's like I would
Yeah.
say it's like
5%.
12% of the male population is over 6 feet.
And that's
tall,
not it.
so you're disqualifying like 85+% of the people of men, 88%
That's
of
why a lot of girls
the
are
men
single.
over height,
Right.
over height only. Like y'all didn't even get.
So she said that's why a lot of guys are that's why a lot of girls are single, you know. So you're basically disqualifying, and I don't care because I wouldn't even touch these women, you know. I actually wrote in a comment that like, and I hate to say it like this, but a dime is more value. I find the dime more valuable, like the coin, like the actual coin dime, like the actual dime coin. I find that more valuable than like 99% of these modern women, to be honest with you. Like if I saw a dime on the ground and there was a modern woman in front of me, I would like jump to pick up the dime. You know, that's what kind of mode I'm in. And I think Ramadan kind of furthermore activated that even more, you know. But the main battle will be to maintain that mode and level that mode up even more. You know what I mean? But yeah, just qualifying guys for something they can't control.
Nothing else. Like you ain't even get about dick size, about how much money he made.
Potential.
But yeah, like so. My thing is, women have these expectations, and that's fair. You know what I mean? But are you willing to compete for those men? Because those men are high. They're in high demand. Like every female wants that type of man. Like you know what I'm saying?
Women should be competing for a man.
So you don't think you should compete for that man?
No. Why are we competing for the men?
You understand that there's more women than men on earth, right?
I get that.
Like for
but
every man, there's like 5, 6 women.
That's why y'all be sticking with that same cheating ass nigga that every girl that's trying to get.
And then yeah, eliminating most of them men because they gotta be a certain height, make a certain amount of money, like have a certain dick size. Like you know what I'm saying? Like okay, that's fair.
Why you gotta compete.
But I have no issue with women having those standards. But are you willing to?
Well, I'm gonna end this video right there because you know, unfortunately, when he said I have no issue with women having those standards, he basically, I don't know if he knew this, but he basically gave him permission to be like that, you know, to be delusional. I don't know if he realized it, but he did. But yeah. There was another video I wanted to look at. Let me see. Let me see real quick. Okay, yeah, this one right here. I wanted to look at this one.
What do you think the challenge is that women are having, black women in particular, when it becomes to becoming a wife?
Keeping it 100,
Yes.
there's not enough eligible black males who fit the needs of black women.
Okay, so, and you know me personally, like, how should I put this? I kind of, you know, being that I'm black, you know, I'm black, right? You know, although I'm black from a different place, I'm still black, and I'm still here, and I still see what's going on. But I still came up in a predominantly, like, I guess you can say, black area, minority area, right? I came up there. I've kind of like, I guess you can say recited myself to, you know, not try, like let's just say not try to provide solutions for the black community. And I have just decided to look from afar, being that I'm black and being that, you know, these ideas could possibly spread and are spreading to Africa, as you saw with the woman who's now trying to match make Nigerians with these masculine Moniquas, as you saw in my last commentary. So my job is to prevent that from happening. You know, that's my job. And so hopefully, like, African men see this and realize what these women are about, and they take heed and they make sure that their women are in line. You know what I mean? And then that way we can keep our society together. You know what I mean? Because despite all of Africa's problems, I would say, I'm going to say this, that although we have a couple of mishaps, the family structure is still pretty much in place. You know what I mean? And I believe it's my obligation to keep it as such. But let's continue.
By the time you dissect the demographics, those who fit the needs of black women. By the time particular, when it becomes...
So both of these women I don't like at all. Okay? I especially don't like Kendra G. She's not doing crap for you don't even hear about successful matchmaking with her. You don't even hear about it. You don't even hear about like successful couples with this woman. So this is why I'm like, bro, she needs to give it a rest. It's not working, okay? Just chill the heck out and just stop it already. You're not doing any good, okay? But let's continue.
Comes to becoming a wife.
Keeping it 100,
Yes.
there's not enough eligible black males who fit the needs of black women.
Okay, so number one, I'll say this. A lot of black women, I'm just being honest, a lot of black women weren't raised to become wives. That's just the bottom line, That's the challenge right there. Okay? If you weren't surrounded by that when you were coming up, and you didn't see what it was to be a wife, one of the like backbones of the family, then that's going to be a challenge in itself. And to answer her, there's plenty of eligible black men. It's just that they don't want them black men. That's the whole thing. They don't want them. There's a lot of eligible black men, but let's continue on.
By the time you dissect the demographics of finances, sexual orientation, what you end up drilling down into, because black women tend to want to marry black men.
Right.
That's not even true. Black women, including modern black women, are really pushing this divestment agenda, as we'll see in the next video. And so, with that being said, again, when you give women platforms like this, and I think it's by design, I really believe it's by design, because when you look at it, when you look at TV, right? When you look at TV, when you really look at like TV channels and stuff like that, you will realize that men don't have a space where they can talk about these things. You realize that the only people who have that space is women. And that's why men who start podcasts about these things get criticized by women for doing it. Because women don't want their cards full for the most part.
So black women are excelling. They're getting accelerated degrees, graduate degrees, doctorate degrees. They're starting businesses. Black women are running circles around men.
Right.
Not really. Number one, you didn't talk about all the debt they're incurring for getting those degrees. You know what I mean? Most of the black men I know who got advanced degrees, they got them via scholarships, and they have them via like grants, and some of them did it the hard way. I had a Sudanese friend of mine, shout outs to him, who actually did it the hard way. He went to school abroad, and then he came to school here. He went to Cal State LA. He got an advanced degree in, I believe, in the engineering field. However, in order to avoid incurring any debt, he what did he do? He got scholarships, number one, and number two, he actually drove taxis. He actually drove taxis while he was in school, right? He was a taxi driver, right? So he was doing that while he was in school, right? While getting that advanced degree, okay? Another thing, another guy I know, a Senegalese brother, while he was getting his engineering degree, his advanced engineering degree, he was actually working as a security guard. It got to the point where he actually had to pour water on himself to stay awake in class because of the 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 taxing job that he had to go through. As my personal experience, when I was in school, I had to work. I had to work like maybe 50 hours a week while I was getting my degree. So, however, when she talks about black women are not doing that. Okay? Most of the time, what they're doing is taking out loans for college. And that's why so many of them want debt forgiveness. And they're hoping that Biden passes it for debt forgiveness. When you look at what she calls these upper echelon black women, because they want to keep up with the Joneses, they're working 60 hours or 60 plus hours a week. They're usually having like a luxury car in which they're still paying for. And they are they're unhappy. And they walk around with balled up faces most of the time. You know what I mean? You would think that, them in their new Mercedes, you would think that them in their new like BMWs, that they would be happy, but most of the time they're not happy. There was one woman, she's like 40 something years old. She was a doctor. And she was complaining about being single and things like that. And, I couldn't help her, It's just, that's the choice she made. And me, personally, I'm not against women, excelling and doing these things. I'm not against it, but because they've made that the number one priority, and they've made keeping up with the Joneses, especially like black women, but just mostly Western women in general, because they made that a priority, that's why they're in the situation they're in right now.
And it's also shown in research that women want to marry on their same level of financial and educational status.
Yeah.
So if you're a black woman making $150,000 a year with a master's degree, you tend to want to marry a black man on that same level or higher. If black women are excelling at such an accelerated rate.
So, when women talk, it's like usually done with emotion. It's usually done to try to sound smart. Like she's trying to sound smart, but really in reality, she sounds dumb as hell. Now, keep in mind the black men, and I know some of these black men, as a matter of fact, the black men who do make upwards of 200,000, 300,000, quarter mil, some of them have different ways of doing it. I know a millionaire who, may God have mercy on him. He actually owned an incense shop, right? He actually owned an incense shop, okay? But keep in mind, he had an apartment building. He owned an apartment building. He also had various investment properties, which he was he would remodel. He had fixer uppers too. So he had a quite the diverse portfolio, right? With that being said, I want to say that these women want dudes who look the part more than they do actually want the dudes who are the part. Because here's the thing, the dudes who are the part are not checking for them. Because by default, the more money a woman makes, the more combative she's going to be. That's just the bottom line. The more money a woman, she's just going to think she's in control and things like that. So that's why you shouldn't even bother. The upper echelon of men, they don't care about women's money. They don't care about women's status. They care if she's cooperative, submissive, and they also want her to be fit, you know. And let's keep that in mind too. A lot of these women, modern women who have, quote unquote, degrees and masters and stuff, they're not really fit. They're not really kept together for the most part, right? So, with that being said, they're not going to be like selected or chosen by the guys that they think they deserve. The guys that they think they deserve are going to go for like exotic women. And what I've seen most happen, like what I've seen really happening more, is that they're either going for like Sasha, or they're going for a Maria, and they're not going for like a Western Maria. They're actually importing a Maria from Colombia, a Maria from Peru, or something like that. They're going there to get a Maria because they built their life up, and the last thing they need is a combative black woman who thinks she's a boss babe to sabotage that. But let's get into one more thing. Cynthia G again shows herself, and we're going to get into it.
Not a lot. Who I don't really know too much about. I know a little something about her story. I don't really know. Yeah, cool your jets. Okay? Cool them off. So, y'all see the thumbnail, and I put it on my community wall. And shout out to the person who sent me that. I appreciate that. And we can all put two and two together, right? And clearly that's not doctors. So I want to just put that out there. Nobody better say that. So that's a conversation between Crystalline Karazin and Black Baby Mama's Fear. And basically, Crystalline Karazin was...
So they're talking about, these two influencers are actually talking about Cynthia G. And the reason why I bring this to your attention is because Cynthia G, she loves bashing black men so much. She's actually made a platform of it. I remember I was on one chat room. And I have since unsubscribed to her now that she showed her true colors. Now that she showed the true colors, I unsubscribed. But I was on one chat room where she actually said, whatchamacallit? I said Cynthia G's a clown. I said that. And then she basically said, watch your mouth and stuff like that, and this, that, and the other. So I just said, okay, I see what kind of time you're on. Peace. But let's get into it.
Saying that she was surprised at Cynthia G, ostensibly for getting seated up by Robert Perkins. Fact, not fiction. And then
Yeah, like the thing is about Cynthia G, she talks about black men ain't this, black men ain't that, and she gets like seated up by a Pookie Ray Ray type dude, you know. That's how it works. You know, deep down inside they're attracted to them. You know, they'll say black men don't do this, black men don't do that, but deep inside that's the one they want.
you know, she can deny her child all she wants, or deny the father of her child all she wants, which I think is a sin. It's a sin. The fact that you rather have a nanny raise your child because you don't want people to know you have a daughter, that is shameful. And when
yeah, I think that's the thing. She, you know, with Cynthia G, what she does is she tries to like print this narrative that she's like all for the black family and stuff like that, and she's doing this to keep black family together and everything like that. But you know, she don't give a crap.
said that you were raising another you, bitch, I meant every breath and syllable without any thyroid sounds involved in every part of that statement, bitch. Every single one of them. As a matter of fact, you've already done a lot to make that imprint. I don't give a fuck who doesn't appreciate me talking about that at all. See, we've got to differentiate. Are we talking about the parents or the children? And the reason why I say this is because I was speaking with somebody and she had the nerves to say, no, I don't have an issue with what you said, but I think, you know, maybe it was a little harsh you talking about her child. I said, what did I say about her child? Crickets. I asked her, I said, you mean, and I said back to her exactly what I said about her child, which was that her child was another one of her. She was raising another one of her. See, keyword in she is raising. Who's the she? The she would be the Cynthia G. That is of who I speak.
Well, the thing is, what Cynthia G also said a while back is that, you know, black men should be aborted, right? She said that. But on the same note, it's like, if you have that energy for black men and you're not even taking care of your own kid, what about you? What should happen to you? And I'm not saying this in a way that I want something to happen to her. I'm not saying it like that, but that's the question I would have. Like, okay, you have this energy for black men, like, so what about you? You know?
Hey, Jackie. Peace. I would love to give wrenches right now, but I can't for some reason because I'm not seeing many people in the chat. Oh, wait, hold on. Seeing some people in the chat, but not a lot. And not as much as I'm seeing in the StreamYard thing. I don't know. I'm trying to fix that. I don't even know if there's anything I can do. I think it's some weird technical thing. So, yes, that's how that works, right? She is raising another one of her. Another person who's going to hate a part of themselves.
And now I think the speaker, like, I don't even side with the speaker, though. Don't get it twisted. I'm just using the speaker's talking points. I'm not siding with the speaker because I think all of these people in speaking in this, like, in this, I want to say speaking in this space, I think all of them belong to the divestment kind of situation. So don't think I'm siding with them. You know, I'm not siding with them. It's just I'm just using their talking points. Yeah.
Right? And which is the father. And it's clear that Robert Perkins has kids all over the place. He cannot possibly be a good and present father when he's got hoes in different area codes.
So yeah, like, you know, we all knew Cynthia G likes Pookie and Ray Ray's. You know, that's the thing. Like, we all knew that. You know, she bashes black men and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, she can't get anything else, and so that's why she's bitter and upset, and she's, I think, just pretty much settles for the settled. You know, her fate is like, she's just, I think, now coming to peace with the fact that, you know, she's kind of like, that's her only options.
And babies to match. That's not gonna work. unless he's figured out how to be in one place at the same time, two places at the same time, which is like the theme of the month, okay? Unless he's figured that out, that's a no-go. Great to see you too, Jackie. That is an absolute no-go, okay? It's not gonna work. And you know, Seattle and North Carolina are extremely far apart. Why aren't you, huh? Now, if it is a sperm donor situation, okay, fine. But if that's the case, why do you have so much shame about the existence of your child, Cynthia G, and the father of that child, Cynthia G? So, in the text messages, right, Crystalline Carrison is saying that she's surprised at Cynthia G. And like I said, ostensibly about the whole thing regarding either getting seated up by a Robert Perkins type of person or the fact that she hides her child. I don't know. Could be a number of the fact that she's traveling across several borders to get fucked. I don't know. Whatever it is, okay?
So I think what she's saying too is that like the same like black man Cynthia G bashes, it's the same black man that she travels for to like get her back blown out. I think that's what she's saying, you know.
She said she was surprised at her. Black baby mom, she's like, I'm not. With her ghetto ass. And then she says, she travels to fuck him. Cynthia, how dare you hide your daughter? How dare you hide your daughter? How dare you get seated up by Robert Perkins? And how dare you let a bitch like this play prison dyke with you? Like you don't know what the fuck is going on, you silly bitch. My gosh, you're dumb. But we already knew that by the way you talk. Because only an insane person can speak like that and think there's nothing weird about it. I blame everybody around her who acts like it's normal. Just because your father was a crackhead. Okay, let me stop. I don't need to keep bringing up the fact that her father was a crackhead. He was a crackhead though, y'all. So this is where she's put every black man into the bracket of this
And you know, I'm not going to talk about her father or anything like that, but this is the reason why a lot of these black women act like that. It's because the choices their moms made, you know. Their moms made no good choices, you know. Their moms didn't strive to have like good choices, right? You look at like, I'm gonna name a soccer player, okay? I'm gonna name a soccer player. He's actually one of my favorite soccer players. You look at the wife of Samuel Eto'o, and you'll see what it is to be like a solid woman. And you'll see that her reaping the benefits of being a solid woman. You know what I mean? Because I'll read it. I'll read his story again after this. After we go through this, I'll read his story again.
Rock-loving father of hers. How the fuck does that work? Reigning woman, hey! Hey. So I don't understand what part of the game this is. A woman is laughing at you, so I'm sure her damage control was, oh, I didn't know you then. That has nothing to, then she said, she seems mad corny to me. Okay, fine. You could get away with saying that you said she seemed mad corny to you, but you got to know her, and now you don't think she's corny, you think she's wonderful and all that. That would be fine. Even though we know you're full of shit, that would be fine. That's not what happened, though. You're laughing at what she did with her. You're laughing at how she created her child. But the joke's on you, black baby mamas here, because the fathers of your kids are in the same state, and ain't none of them raising them with you. Is it funny? Yeah, it's hilarious. It's funny as fuck. And y'all two smile at each other's faces like y'all friends. Bitches like you don't know how to be friends. You're some two-faced ass hoes, and everybody who associates with y'all, two-faced ass hoes. All y'all bitches are just laughing in each other's faces. How does this work? So when she's 5 and she's like, Mom, can you get off that computer, please, so we can, like, do stuff together, like eat dinner together? where black men in Atlanta, mixed girls. The kid is gonna be a.
And the thing is about Cynthia G, she does hate black men who exercise their options, you know. But here's the thing, like, what options would they rather have? Would they rather have her, who's not going to appreciate anything that they do for her? Or would they rather have, like, maybe Sasha or, you know, like, you know, Eris Lady from, like, you know, Colombia or something like that? Would they rather have her, or would they rather have Cynthia, or a woman who's going to be like Cynthia? Because unfortunately, the thing is, there's a lot of Cynthia G's. The whole sisterhood is filled with Cynthia G's. It's just like different levels of Cynthia G's, but the whole sisterhood is filled with them. And so this is how it's this is how the ball rolls, you know.
Fucking psycho if you don't watch yourself, and you better do it now, and you better find a time machine, bitch, go all the way back to conception and do it over again, because some of that is already ingrained in her. So now when she goes to run behind the first whitey she can find, what's gonna happen? Are you gonna call her a swirler too? This is what they chose, and yes, who's mad.
Well, believe it or not, though, Cynthia G actually pushes divestment. You know, that's what she likes. The thing is, she wants black women to divest, but she gets mad when black men divest. You know, that's the thing. That's what she wants. So that's, you know, like Cynthia G don't care nothing about no black love or whatever. She don't care about that, man. I'm just being honest with you.
Is that what you're gonna say to your daughter? Because I got a money bet, bitch. It's either him or the Chinaman, aka Ling Ling Daddy out this bitch. Okay? Yo, I noticed that every time somebody says Ling Ling Daddy, this man pops up. He is like Candyman. I don't know how he does it. I was in the chat mentioning how Cluster B was talking about old. It couldn't happen. Now, I'll take the L for the goofy CO. Okay, I will. Not you. There are a lot of shitty ass people out there. And it takes a while to get to know somebody to know if you want to have a baby with them. My longest relationship was 8 years. How about y'all bitches? So you take that chunk out, right? Then you got to take the at least year to get to know somebody before you decide, well, this might be the person or this is definitely not. What the fuck is that? Bitch, I don't know what kind of VD that is. That's the clap, VD, and everything put together. I don't know what's going on with you, honey. That's beyond pH balance. That's why your mind is not right, because your pussy's not. What the fuck is that? Bitch, I don't know. You could talk about somebody's peanut butter secretions. I ain't never heard no shit as much to do with my biological clock as y'all motherfucking hammers do. Y'all old face looking ass bitches.
And you know, don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted that, like, when women don't dislike each other, like, they can be very, very, like, they can be, as much as they dislike men, they can be very, very ferocious towards each other, as you hear in this video.
Black baby monster, you just need to retire the pussy. That's why I condone you becoming a lesbian. Yes, I do. Please don't bring nobody else on this earth so you could talk about somebody's peanut butter secretions. I ain't never heard no shit like that. I have said it once and I've said it again. A woman who would even think like that clearly has had peanut butter secretions. What the fuck is that? Bitch, I don't know what kind of VD that is. That's the clap, VD, and everything put together. I don't know what's going on with you, honey. That's beyond pH balance. That's why your mind is not right, because your pussy's not right. I've said this several times. They're reflections of each other. You can't judge me because I didn't get seated up by Robert Perkins. I guarantee you, he probably tried. He's been trying to go fuck everybody else on YouTube. I probably just didn't get the memo yet. No, it does not work that way, Mrs. Robert Perkins. Deny it, bitch. I dare you. Because then you're going to really make me bring out the gauntlet. Deny it. You had all those shits to say say, I don't know how long that live was. I know the first live y'all was butthurt was 7 hours. I thought it was 5. It turned out to be 7. So God knows how long that second one was. She's mixed. Glitching out and shit. Yes, I'm mixed, bitch. You okay? So I dare any of you to say Robert Perkins is not the father. I dare any of you to say there's not a baby. Then you're going, like I said, you're going to make me go, oh.
So in reality, like Cynthia G, you know, she makes her living. Like, let's just be honest, she makes her living by bashing black men, right? But she had a baby from like a Pookie Ray Ray type dude, and he actually was looking to have babies from other I want to say have babies from different people, you know what I mean? And so with that being said, I want to say, you know, okay, this is my example of a power couple. You know, this is really my pretty much my example of a power couple. It's right here. Is because you know, Samuel Eto'o and his wife, she's of Ivorian descent. Samuel Eto'o, he's Cameroonian, if you don't know. And so this is another good thing, like amongst us Africans, we can do this. Like, so, like, you know, he's from Cameroon, she's from Cote d'Ivoire. Parts of Cameroon speak French, parts of it speak English. But I like seeing this like kind of cohesiveness, like when we like marry from the same area, you know. Of course, Eto would be called the simp, but you listen to the words. I'm just gonna read these things, and yeah, we'll go from there. So Eto says, "We'll never have been here without you. I love you." And then he said, well, he didn't say it, but the thing is that when Eto did not have anything, Eto didn't have anything, okay? When he went from Cameroon, because he went to France. He went to France, okay? He went to France to pursue his football career. But something happened in France where he couldn't play. And because he couldn't play, he was actually in France illegally for a little while, you know? But the thing is his wife was already like a businesswoman. She had a hair salon. She actually got him a car. But I think the thing is about that is that she actually saw the potential. But she also knew that he was like really like, she also knew that it took a lot for him to come from Cameroon to France to pursue something. So that alone, you know, that dynamic alone made her think, well, wow, there's something here. You know, this guy coming with virtually just the clothes on his back to pursue his football from a country very far away from France. She was probably like, yeah, there's something here. Now, I'm going to just read this and I'm going to end this. Okay. I'm going to end it like this. Okay. And again, this is my idea of quote unquote black love, not the Instagram, what they show on Instagram of black love, you know. That's all just ish and giggles for the most part. But it said that like the two have had a roller coaster courtship period. They met at a phase of their life when they were struggling to build their careers in their prospective fields. But Georgette was financially better when she met him for the first time. She owned a small hair salon in Nantes. Samuel was an amateur footballer struggling to enter the mainstream football scene and get selected by the club. The relationship was not a cakewalk. Both of them struggled hard to maintain the relationship. With Samuels failed to get into any club in Nantes, he had to return his hometown in Douala in Cameroon. As a result, Georgette and Samuel Eto'o had to maintain a long-distance relationship. Nevertheless, they kept the relationship alive. While Samuel Eto'o was busy making his career back in his hometown, Georgette persistently supported him by assuring that she was always by his side. When Samuel joined Real Madrid for its 1997 season, he moved back to Europe, which marked the beginning of their live-in relationship. The two lived in Spain. Eventually, Samuel and Georgette decided to start a family. They became parents of Sienna and Lean, who now live with their mother in Paris. Since Georgette came into Samuel's life, she has been a source of unwavering support to him. She had always displayed her faith and confidence in Samuel's talent, even when everyone else had not. The football star proposed in marriage to her with a beautiful engagement worth 500,000 euros. A few years later, July 6th, Samuel and Eto'o got married in Italy. They eventually became parents of two more children, Etienne and Maëlle. In this interview, Samuel Eto'o acknowledged Georgette's consistent love, supporting, and by saying he was married to the most patient woman in the world. Even though Samuel and Georgette have been an example of a perfect couple, there was some infidelity. The bottom line is this. I'm going to end on this note. When you're a man that has built himself up like that, and that's why, I don't know why he didn't practice polygamy, but there may be other women, that's just by default. There may be other women, but the fact that his wife, kind of understood that here's a dude who now was playing for Barcelona, now playing for teams like Inter Milan, big old European superpower clubs, now was one of the highest paid players playing for like a Dagestani team. I think she understood that this possibly and potentially would come with the territory. And she still was, as he said, very patient with him. And again, this is an example of a traditional woman. This is an example of a woman who actually had her own stuff to begin with, but still saw the light on the end of the tunnel with the guy who was traveling in a dark place at the time. But with that being said, may Allah bless me with a woman like Georgette Eto'o. And yeah, that's all I got to say. Foolish signing out. Njaram.